CNR Extra is live on City TV. You can join us with your thoughts, submissions, and comments via WhatsApp line 0204447033. We are streaming live on YouTube. You can join us there on City TV. Hansen Ajiman, you're welcome to the show. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good, my brother.
It's a new week.
It's a new week. We are going into May 23 tomorrow, which will be a by-election.
Exactly.
For us who keenly follow the political space, it's always interesting to see how things like this will pan out. On
that note, let's bring you that first insert and let's go to Kumewu, where political parties are lacing their boots ahead of the by-elections.
The upcoming by-election at Kumewu in the Ashanti region is keeping political parties very busy in the area, as all the bigwigs from the major parties are intensifying efforts to ensure victory for their preferred candidate. The by-election at Kumewu is indistinct in many ways because of the emergence of two independent candidates. 2023.
To trigger processes to hold a by-election since the announcement by the Electoral Commission on the official dates for the by-election. Political parties exercise two independent candidates. Concern for inhabitants at Kumewu has been the poor road network, but work started after the death of their MP, though the government insists plans were already underway to fix the roads.
Not because of the by-election?
No. I mean, by-election will not move our government, our party to go and start development project. Procurement will take not less than 6 to 8 weeks to do. So the fact that you have a contract, there's a contractor, and the contract has been signed and all,
Gross construction of the roads here raised concerns about how the government was using its advantage. They can from the independent candidate insist the move by the ruling party will not inure to the benefit of the MPP.
It's making me very, very angry because it's very insulting that it has to take somebody, one of their own, to pass away before they decide to come and fix the roads of Kumewu. But the message I was saying to them is, we are not stupid, and enough is enough. We are taking back our Kumewu, and we are going to make it better.
Are you shaken by that?
They should be shaken. I'm not.
So why should I be scared if they are constructing the roads? And we are not going to vote based on the roads. We are going to vote, and I know the voter, the Ghanaian voter, and for that reason, those from Kumewu constituency are very discerning. They can read through the lines. Okay? Parliament. I think this is the basic question that they're going to ask. And it's none other than Akwakudia.
Here are some constituents sharing their views about the upcoming election.
So of how our MP has passed away, to bring another MP, that is MPP, that one there, I don't sure say you can go work for those people who are in this town. So as for me, for my suggestion there, I get like NDC will come and see how things will go.
I like the independent candidate because if I've seen what he's telling us and the voice that is giving out, meaning he is coming to help the constituency. Here is really MPP seat. We are for them. But as for the MPD, I'll be going for the independent candidates. Then, as for the national, I can say that I'll vote for our candidate.
Ashanti Regional Chairman of the MPP, Bernard Enkibo Siakun, popularly called Chairman Wun, been sponsored.
It's a him fan no go benya sika. Ana wodi ababa ye saba election we. Enti sesi ano de eye kwakudua ye frɛ no kwakudua ampontua because wati etua.
The NDC, however, denies this claim.
I want to serve notice to every well-meaning citizen of Kumawu that we have nothing to do with the independent candidate. That candidate is not independent. He's pro-MPP, and everyone knows that. He's MPP by blood. So we have two MPP candidates in the race. The MPP original candidate, and that's those.
The independent candidate, Kwekudua, in terms of votes, say the people of Kumewu must not allow their conscience.
That 2 days or 1 day thing, and the pittance, the pittance that they will hand out, the 50 cities, the 100 cities, the 1 hour, the 20 cities, is not what is going to change the minds of our people. We know one thing, and one thing only. Who will represent the best interests of Kumawu? Who will bring opportunities to the youth of Kumawu? Who will encourage us to live as one people under one umbrella?
In the Kumewu parliamentary seats.
I know my people believe in me, and they are committed to ensuring that we work together as one unit. We are working together. I believe that victory would be on a silver platter for us.
Another Kwekudua has, however, emerged as an independent candidate, and his dress code is similar to the first independent candidate who contested in 2020. In the previous election, is as the will he join either the NDC or the MPP in?
If it's mandatory that you have to put your seat among them, I will base that on the attitude that we show during these by-elections.
By-election Ghana. The Electoral Commission says it is ready to be firm on
that. The security people are supposed to protect them. They will be without fear or favor. Even if I must
with the era of the NDC, John Mahama, Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, and bigwigs of the major political parties are crisscrossing the constituency to canvass
election at Kumewu. However it goes,
the last Kwekudua, who is not the one the purpose of the notice of poll, the main notice of poll and the election itself, the symbol electors will see for the fourth Kwekudua will be a whole. The Electoral Commission has released that statement. That's one thing I need to clarify. If you want more information, you can visit citynewsroom.com. Now, Kumewu, on the face of the facts, you will see that it's been a comfortable seat for the NPP since 1996. But it's been notorious out. Aside 1996 and 2016, all other elections have recorded independent candidates in the parliament. There was one Kingsley Boateng, was Patrick Osei Abua. In 2008, there was Dominic Otin, who became second with some 7,120 votes. Dominic Otin came in 20, so that's in 2012. Dominic Otin came in 2000 and came again in 2012, and his votes reduced to 3. We have Kwekudia.
Yeah, Kwekudia.
And Kwekudia is coming again
for the by-elections.
It's a bit of a semblance of
in a way a threat for the NPP.
He's a threat, and what we gather is that in the lead up to the 2020 general elections, he wanted to contest as parliamentary candidate, but he said there were certain issues wrong with the system, and so he withdrew and went as an independent candidate. Now, in all this, he's the best performing independent candidate. Mind you, I've told you, and the NPP candidate won with a little over 3,000 votes difference. The NPP he had 11,000 plus votes. So he's the same kind of energy, the same kind of support, everybody going against the former MP the independent candidate, and later he wins, and then they try to bring him onto their side. The other way around. But the one thing that we need to take note and perhaps look further into is that I think that Kumewu will be one of the a lot of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 or 7 elections that we've held. Majority of them, 5 of them have had independent candidates. It has to do with the general economy and the yearn for victory by the NDC in 2024. Because, of course, the economy is not good. The NDC is saying that it's a reason by using the Ghanaians still appreciate us. So the NPP want to use it's quite of a litmus test on what the Ghanaians think about the Kumewu. Perhaps maybe a litmus test on what the Ghanaians think the problem is. The other level voted them into power, but they've not gotten their fair share of the national cake. We recorded of protests even in Swami. The majority leader was nearly attacked and being attacked. And so Kumewu, we understand, is that one of their major problems is the Kumewu Road. And we are told that even though the Ejiso to Joabin Road has been constructed way before even conversations about this by-election, the Effigiasi to the Kumewu Road, which most of the petty traders within Kumewu ply to take their goods back to the to attacks on them by armed robbers. And so it'll be interesting and the government wants us to believe that it is not because of the by-election, but it's very difficult not to believe so, because we've seen it in other by-elections where when it comes to by-election, this is what is happening. And if you do same in another by-election, it's very difficult for us not to believe. But tomorrow is the day. It's going to be an interesting one here on City TV and CTF. I'll bring you all the analysis and the reports right here.
Exactly so. Member of Parliament for the area. You're still watching CNR Extra here on City TV. Still to come. Whole teaching hospital rather in the Volta region dispels spiritual beliefs about neonatal jaundice and urges early treatment following an increment in reported cases. Kindly stay with us. We're back with more stories.
Anyone can become a household.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You Go Flip, a real estate gaming platform that allows you to play and stand a chance of winning a house or cash or consolidated prizes, such as savings towards a house. Simple and easy to play. Visit www.yougoflip.com. Buy a ticket to enter the game. Wait for the end of the game to enjoy the win. Anyone can win. Flip it or own it. You Go Flip. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Play responsibly, not for persons below 18 years, and gaming can be addictive.
Early treatment following reported cases.
Following reported increase in babies in the hospital is urging parents to seek early treatment to prevent that the condition is spiritually influenced and rather seek early medical intervention. City News' Desmond Selassie-Ago has more in this report.
Evidence from recent data reveals an increase in the incidence of jaundice in newborn babies in the Volta region. A total of 720 cases were reported in 2019. $238 cases reported in 2020. Preterm babies developing jaundice. Cases recorded at the Whole Teaching Hospital. The newborn jaundice awareness. Dr. Bryce Richard Daniel called for increased awareness to prevent the
speak, and they also Volta region, newborn jaundice forms about a quarter of admissions of all children below the age of 28 days. And then, of course, it is associated with a lot of diseases, a lot of complications. Now, one of the jaundice alone is contributing
Dr. Selam Shakasu said, the department has over the years faced several challenges in managing such cases. He admits the department needs more resources to be able to deliver efficiently.
We face several challenges, mainly it's logistics and resources, because to take care of jaundice in the newborn, you need what we call the phototherapy unit, and we have a very low amount in our unit. Currently, the quantity we have is about 6, which is not enough. Looking at the trend of admission rates in terms of neonatal jaundice, we are under stress in terms of managing these babies. So that's the main problem we have.
Dr. Shakasu says the department has embarked on a coordinated awareness question amongst parents who attribute the ailment to superstition, so to prevent the resultant deaths, which he describes as needless.
Some people believe that jaundice is due to superstitious beliefs, like it's the fault of the mother, a curse from the gods, and so some of them end up either throwing the babies away because they are afraid this is a curse, and to deal with the curse is throw the baby away, or they resort to certain practices that harm the baby's health and even cause them to die. So we as part of our campaign, we are trying to ensure that the public, go away from those practices, because we believe jaundice is curable. Yes. So if you detect it and you come early, the right interventions will help the baby survive and live a normal life like every other person.
The pediatric department of the whole teaching hospital is urging parents to seek early health intervention for their babies to prevent jaundice amongst them. They, however, say the unit or department is under-resourced to manage such cases. Reporting for City News from Ho, I'm Desmond Selasiago.
So the health workers are asking parents to do away with a spiritual belief when it comes to neonatal jaundice and seek for treatment immediately, because from what is being stated, that 10% of the death in babies is as a result of neonatal jaundice, and if this is checked properly or early treatment can help address the situation and the babies may not die.
I mean, when it comes to seeking medical care, the single most important rule is that early detection is key. When it is detected early, in some instances, and usually most instances, as the medical practitioners would indicate, you are able to prevent its adverse effect on other organs of the body or from it escalating. And so when you have some of these barriers, that is religious and cultural beliefs, and these exist. I mean, if you go to various communities, there are certain form of illnesses and sicknesses that if you show it to anybody, the first thing they will tell you is to go and look for some plant and cook it and drink, or use it to bath the child, or even as an adult. I mean, this is not in any way against the traditional mode of certified modes of medication. However, sometimes it's important that we seek for diagnosis, and it's important that since this has been identified in the Volta region, health authorities take steps to educate parents and to educate residents within these communities, because when the people are struggling with a certain form of religious belief and you don't give them an alternative information, a convincing one for them to do away with their religious belief, and we know how deep-seated religious and cultural beliefs can be, just by granting an interview or by lamenting about it may not address the issue. And so going deep down into the various communities and making efforts at educating the people to understand that when you see some of these things, your best option is to come to the hospital and not to go to the church or go do your own thing within.
So it looks like the health workers have a lot of work to do when it comes to educating the parents on this, and also parents, when you're educated, accept it in good faith and ensure that the right thing is done so that you prevent death among babies. Let's move away from this story and bring you that sad story of properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis being destroyed by fire in twin disasters or twin fire incidents that happened in Accra yesterday.
Now, properties worth thousands of Ghana cedis were destroyed by fire on Sunday, May 21, at the Kotobabi Abavana Down and the Kwame Nkrumah Circle Tiptoe Lane in the national capital of Accra. City News' Daniel Odremensa has the details in this report, read by Philip Nilati.
Two separate locations in Accra were engulfed in fire on Sunday. The City News team first got wind of an incident at Kotobabi Abavana Down, where a popular bakery known as Angel Bread, some wooden structures, container shops, among other items, were gutted by fire. Some workers at the bakery and residents were seen trying to douse the inferno. It took several fire service tenders to bring the situation under control. Fortunately, there were no casualties at the two separate locations. Some eyewitnesses, including the driver, Michael Awuche, who managed to douse the fire pending the arrival of the fire service tenders, spoke to City News.
10 minutes ago, that was 12:40 more. But top panel. One of them go do 10 minutes. In the best 12:50 more, my friend said, Yato, and never said, me what taka kitu when I was a move taka no ba. Now we started Edumujano.
Na Ejano, Enema Bensa, Anna Ashishe.
The minimum said, Rakaka say, but now, have a year some. To me say some dear, minimum dear, and you must say what you mean to interest. You say, curiosity will be Eduma curiosity, makeup, and I tell anyone, and I open to provisions of Hona. If you now are Hansu, if you are intimate about the draw, as you are Hamu.
A fan say, it be a pran, so be with their own TV.
Obian Pran, Obin soon we. As the young started or any months, and Obian and we, Obian Pride.
I just passed by like 15 to 20 minutes and I heard some noise. People are shouting, so I rushed to come and watch what is going on. So when I reach here, I can see that there is a fire burning at, let me say, Angel Bread, where they are doing their bakeries. There is a fire over there. So I rushed to where the transformer is. I'm an electrician. So I rushed to where the transformer at our area there, and off the transformer, move the fuses so that the light too can, the fire will not burn the high tension, or let me say the cable. So when I reach here, I can see people are here struggling about water, them things. So they call the fire service to come and help us. Which you can see how dirty I am. I'm trying to off the fire. All of us, we are forcing to off the fire, but because of the fire is high, we can't off it.
ADO2 Alex Nete is with the Public Relations Department of the Ghana National Fire Service, and
response to fires here is Abilimpe. And at that time, Abilimpe was proceeding to another fire at La Paz, Boy Town. So we had to call on our men from Circle Fire Station to attend to the fire. You'll bear with me that looking at the distance from Circle to this place is quite a distance, and how big our plans is. But our men did their best to get to the scene on time. When we got here, realized the fire had started at the bakery. And from sources we gathered, there's been about, within a year, there's been about 3 minor fires. And this is the biggest so far. So our men quickly had to do well to contain the fire. Even though the fire had spread due to the number of wooden structures around, our men were able to confine the fires to a certain area. Because as you can see, all these houses were not affected. It's just within that area that is mostly inhabited by slum dwellers. So far it was a hectic task for our men, but I think it's a fire that's under control now.
Meanwhile, some 10 shops that deal in phone accessories at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle Tiptoe Lane have also been destroyed by fire. The
the cause of the fire, which started around 2 p.m., is yet to be established. Some eyewitnesses shared their frustrations with City News.
We own the completely burnt shop. Yes, it's our shop.
Can you tell us what happened?
We actually heard that the fire started from the back. We don't know where it started from. But by the time we realized, everything was gone. It has burnt everything. Even though the fire service was swift, but the intensity of the fire took it has taken everything away. All we can boast of is the ones you can see on the ground. Apart from that, there's nothing. We took nothing.
What actually caused the fire?
I don't know. We will leave it to the experts to determine. But for now, I don't know.
I came here to rest, like to take a rest. So we were here when we saw after this shop, there is 4 shops after. The last but one shop, we saw smoke coming out from the shop. So when we saw circle there, we don't joke with smokes because we know how this place is. So when we saw the smoke coming, we started shouting. Oje shio, circle shio, insu bao. So the guys started coming and they saw the smoke coming inside the shop, but it was upwards. So they started breaking the shop. Some of them were trying to break the padlock, but yes, so they couldn't. So they called one weather guy. He came to destroy the padlock. When they opened the shop, the fire has already gotten to the other side. So there was lots of smokes here. You can't go near it. So we started pouring water. We called the fire service when they saw the smoke and they were trying to quench it. It wasn't quenched. So they called the fire service and they told them the one that's here. They said there is no water. So they should try another fire service people. You understand? That place, when we called them, it's like 1 hour, 30 minutes before they go. By the time they got here, that area where the water started, the fire has destroyed everything.
Here is ADO2 Alex Nete with the Public Relations Department, the Ghana National Fire Service, speaking to City News.
Yes, I'll concede. There was a bit of a delay looking at the distance. That's because our men here were responding to that fire. That fire is also equally important. No fire is more important than any fire. So the challenge was that because our men were responding to that fire, that's where there was a bit of a delay. But as a service, we are committed to always make sure that when we get to the scene, there are some shops that are bent. What is bent? The trees will say they are encore, but what is left is what we do well to protect from burning. So the way we operate, people do not understand. When they come and then we are trying to cool off other places from burning, they tell you, hey, you're not sure why are you not here? But that's not how we operate. When we come, we make sure that there's no life at stake. We make sure that if there's someone trapped in there, we rescue people, make sure that lives are safe, then we fight the fire. So as of now, the fire started around, and we might probably even be here till late night until the fire is totally extinguished.
A very sad one there, but the victims of the fire incident will say sorry to you all. And also, the Ghana National Fire Service, is obvious that the service has to be either revamped or has to be given more logistics, because from what the lady indicated, they called one station. The station say they don't have hydrant, they can't come to the place. And because of the same service or the same unit was dousing one flame at Abavana Down, had to relax a little. Was it relax or no? There was a little delay in it that was admitted by the fire PRO, or the man with the Public Relations Department, and he says that they were able to douse the flames when they got there. But it looks like this is a time where government has to sit up, and if they are going to give them more logistics to work.
I mean, it's been clear, and we've been saying this. We are only repeating what we've said previously, and can only appeal to government to do the needful and to make sure that institutions such as the Ghana National Fire Service are resourced, because we always talk about the effect of some of these incidents, and there are effects that sometimes will be very difficult for anybody to recover from, and so resourcing the National Fire Service is only for the good of the country.
And the fire service also indicated that there were more than 10 fire outbreaks or fire incidences just yesterday. So the public must take caution of how they go about their day-to-day activities to prevent some of these disasters. Away from that, this is still CNR Extra on TTTV, still to come. Ghana's next music star beacons as City TV, City FM, Voice Factory conclude with captivating performances by young talents. Kindly stay with us. We're back with that story.
We are at the Red Clay Studios. Exhausted, but excited. Because at 9 p.m., the night is still very young. We had quite the experience at the Red Clay Studios. With drummer and dance, with color and class, patrons were treated to reenactments of various folklore of the northern region. And the caravanites would simply not be left out of the fun. Catch the ending part of Day 4 of the Heritage Caravan Diaries as it happened at the Red Clay Studios every weekday on City TV.
Welcome back. Let's bring you this interesting one. And Ghana's next music star beacons as City TV and City FM's Voice Factory conclude with captivating performances by young talents. Let's bring you that insight.
On the final day of auditions for City TV and City FM's music reality show, Voice Factory, came off on Sunday with bold and enchanting performances by young talents who are hoping to become Ghana's big music personality. City News' Akosi Otri monitored the auditions keenly and has come through with this report.
The many talents aged 18 to 24 years who showed up on the second and last day of the Voice Factory auditions, the opportunity to explore was a major motivating factor. From the time they were welcomed to the moment of convincing the judges by their performances, the exuberance of the various talents was in no doubt. Talents from places such as the Upper East region, specifically Chiana, represented all music genres including rap, dancehall, Afrobeat, highlife, gospel and reggae were also represented. The vocal talents demonstrated promise following their delivery, creativity, uniqueness, confidence and stagecraft.
She got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Work it out and move. Work it out and move.
Well, others tried to impress the judges, but luck was not on their side.
I know say I've been gone for a long way, where they go, but I know the peak.
You promise to be very, very, very disappointed. He's not in this house. Stephen.
Don't try get someone, and if they try get someone, don't say me I read.
Thank you for coming. I like your voice.
It's my talent and the school I completed in the Tsunami region. It's also a music school. So through that I was able to have some idea about music. Until today, I never knew I still have a lot of work to do when it comes to my voice.
The auditions got more intense as the shortlisted participants got one more opportunity to impress the judges during the second round of the day in order to be part of the top 10.
I find you, I give you all you need. I know what you like. Oh yeah, I feel it coming.
Following the completion of the audition for the 2023 Voice Factory, the next process is to look out for the ones who qualify to be part of the main competition.
We've got some really good singers, and I think they are workable. I was impressed by a few of them, which is a good thing because we want really amazing singers on the show this season. So I think so far so good. Well, I'll say from experience, I've seen people actually come from nothing to something, and it's just because they were not given the opportunity to actually be in that environmental space. And I think Voice Factory is just doing that. Definitely they'll be coached. There's a music director, there's a band, all these things will play a lot in what they're going to get and what's going to improve, their talents, basically.
The top 10 will be selected to be in the contest. What are you looking out for from these contestants?
I'm looking for a lot of things, but I can summarize it into dedication, actually putting themselves into everything that they want to do, listening to instructions, advice, especially getting themselves in a space whereby they can improve themselves or their voices during the period of the show. So they need to learn.
Apioko Serioma Sean Abbey is head of programs production at City FM and City TV, and she speaks about the processes.
It blown my mind. This isn't the first time I've been on Voice Factory, right? Years ago, I began this journey. The kinds of voices, and they're so fresh, so new, green, unassuming. Somebody walks in and you can't really tell, and I've learned this over time, you can't really tell what's going to come out of a person's mouth just by looking at them. And there have been so many surprises along the way. But I can tell you that by the time we do get around to whittling down to the top 10, and that's going to be very difficult, I must assure you, we will have a very bold, bright, and stellar top 10. It's going to be a fierce competition. And again, it's not just about competing to win 20,000 Ghana cedis. Let me not dumb it down to 10. It's 20,000 Ghana cedis, right? It's not just about the bragging rights. But the kind of judges we've also had, you've seen them. These are professionals who have carved niches for themselves, who know the business of music. They know how to turn nothing into stardom.
Okay, so with the top 10 finally, how are they going to be announced, and on what platforms will they be announced on?
We'll do a big reveal, of course, City TV, on City FM. We just may invite you. Maybe some of you may be invited to come for the reveal, but people should stay tuned to City TV, City FM. Also follow all our social media pages and see. You'll see the judges conference, for example, where they will sit down and whittle down to the 10 that we need to go into the live shows. On the 10th of June, that's when we will begin the season, where everything that we've done here today, people are just getting snippets of it through your report and, all the things that we're showing on our social media pages, but people haven't seen it all put together. So from the 10th of June, the season begins, and you see that. And then we go into the live shows, and people should get ready to vote. People should get ready to cry. People should get ready to get attached and fall in love with the people who they're seeing on the screen. And it will be a brilliant experience, I can assure you that.
The auditions are over. The judges will be left to make that tough decision of selecting the top 10 who would be in the competition proper. That's the season 5 of Voice Factory on City TV. Now, these top finalists will eventually go through a thrilling journey, navigating through 12 weeks of themed competition. There will be a series of elimination, and then finally to the grand finale. Stay tuned on City TV as we bring you episodes of the auditions. Reporting for City News, Akosia Ochre.
So stay with us here on City TV, City FM, and soon the 10 contestants, the top will be unveiled.
Philip, do you know how to sing?
Oh,
or rap?
I can sing.
Are you sure?
Oh, nobody will beat me.
You saw somebody. He said he has been to. He said he has. when he came, he realized that,
He was nowhere close to 2.
I have a lot to learn. But
of course,
I mean, very good talents over there, and that's what Voice Factory seeks to do. But have you ever been to an audition?
Yes, I have. And my experience at an audition, I'll talk about it one day, but we don't have much
it's a difficult one.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one, and you have to put up your A game. And if all these individuals have been able to go through this, and at the end of the day,
kudos to them.
Yeah, kudos to them. Good work. And make
well.
sure that next year, if you are out there and you want to sing, why not join us here on Voice Factory or on CTTV, CTFM, and as well, not just that, some 20,000 Ghana cedis is in there for you, and also the bragging rights. This is how we end today's edition of CNR Extra here on CTTV. My name is Philip Nilati. I did this with Hansen Ajiman. Many thanks for your time, and keep watching CTTV.